Hey game devs, I want to tell you about a couple things I did wrong, but it's not going to change anything. It just may have been a little faster and less dancy. When I first had that circle, I should have remembered that I'm also need to have an array of the candle holders on top of it. I didn't do it that way, so we're going to go forward without it. But what you could do is before you even move the center point to the center of this ring, is you could do your candle holders, attach them all to this for now, and then center it on the ring, and then do the array again. But I deleted the other arrays because I definitely don't want to do the arrays around the whole thing. So I'm going to take this guy right here, and since I'm not going to, I don't know actually, I doubt it's going to do the center where I want it. Center on object? No. It's going to center based on what's left of the object, not what's on the object. So I'm going to move it up to, let's call it there. Sure. Oh. You know what? Let's just do this. I'm going to change this to 40 anyway. And then I'm going to shift drag this one so it's lined up with this one to make our life a little bit easier. Sometimes you don't think of things until after you're done. And, you know, for me, my brain, it's kind of funny that way, but I don't mind. It doesn't bother me because I can really quickly go back to where I am because I'm not trying to learn tools. But for you guys, it's not the same. So if you just copy that ring over and put it here again, we already kind of know, and we'll go through that real quick. I just won't explain it. I'll say A, B, C, and I'll go for it. All right, so what we need is these candles, and these candles are right here, these candle holders or whatever, and they're very clean. They don't look like they have wax on or anything, but that's not the problem. There's no real problem. So we could do this out of a box. We could do a bunch of things. I'm going to use a capsule, which is in the extended primitives, standard and extended. If I get the extended, there are 7 on this object. So, you know, the only tricky part is figuring out how to get 7 for all of these. So the easiest way to do that in my head is to take one and put it right here. This is where we're going to build our candle like this. And it looks like it shoots out. Actually, it looks like it might be part of it too. So let's just do one like that. I'll go up. Just to show you what I'm making, it looks like that. And I guess you probably will be able to figure out why I wanted to use the candle. I'm going to come to this and grab him. Actually, no, you know what? Let's just the old way. Just move it up. Z to get to it. Let's get on this. And it looks like they're just about to the bottom of this, so we may need to make it a little bit smaller. Oops, I didn't mean to collapse it. How did that happen? That's funny. Sometimes my right finger, being left-handed, sometimes my right hand does what it's thinking without telling me, and it decides when it's going to be okay to do it. And I'm not even sure why it's showing up transparent, actually, which is funny. Huh. Oh, that's funny. I decided to do that anyway. So I'm gonna change the height to like 5. That's probably too long. I wanted to have an extension above there so I can cut it. Actually, I'm gonna do another height segment. Just figure that height segment is where the top of the thing is going to be, or the bottom of the thing is going to be before I put the final lip on it. So I'll do something like that, and then I'm also going to shrink this down to 4. Let's see if that works any better. And that's not bad. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll now collapse it down to editable poly. For whatever reason, it looks like doesn't have anything but wireframes. I'll take this top half, delete it. I'm not sure if we really need to see the very top, but we're going to put it in there just because we're those people. And we're going to scale it out, maybe pull it up a little bit, pull it up a little bit more. You know, I'm just giving it some kind of lip. I actually want it up even more. Then pull it up more. Maybe scale it out just a tad bit. I'm actually going to do that. Stop it. Fingers. Go up. And yeah, let's just scale it in. And for now, we can just cap it. It doesn't really matter. if we're gonna take the time to do this right, which I'll just do real quick parts of this right. So, and then I'd scale it in like this, and then that's so it catches the wax. And then you pop that here, and then you scale it in again. It looks like I'm not on this center scale there. And then I just collapse it down there. So I have something like that. And if we want to, we could cut some more in it. Just remember, if you decide to do that, cut it out and then put it around this thing again, so you don't have to do that same fight. You don't really even need this circle. It's just easier if that circle's there. So I have that. Now I need to change the center point, right? Because the center point is on itself. We really want it on this. So again, we go to hierarchy, effect pivot point, do this, click on this, and then turn that off. Okay, so now it's around the center of this. So now no matter what, when I move it, it will rotate around that outer ring. So I'm gonna come up to the array tool, and since I don't wanna go all the way around, and I know I want 7, I have some ways I can deal with that. We'll do preview. We don't want it to be 60 for now. I'll just say 0. And the count was 7 on that thing, so we'll just keep doing 7. Right now they're just stacked on top of each other. But we can take this and go negative to get to where we want. Just like that. That looks perfect. Let's say okay. Now we have all our little edges there. If you want, we could do extrusions out so they pop on top of these things and stuff. I think for now this is going to be the detail that we need. If somebody was working on a prop for this, they'd do all the crazy detail that we're talking about right now. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is attach. Let me see something actually real quick. I just remembered that array does something. It used to have default to instance. I just want to make sure it wasn't instance anymore. Okay, so I'm going to attach these. And again, this probably needs to be airtight and you need to do some dancing with it, but it's not important for this class. It's more important that you're thinking about how you would make these things. And as you're building them, think about how you would make them airtight, meaning that this is all attached to this if you can. You don't want to have floating objects or colliding through the objects, but for our purposes, this is fine for now. So we're going to take this circle. Don't really need to name it because I'm going to eventually attach it to this one, which is going to be attached to this one. And eventually they'll be attached all together. But so I'm going to take this and say, turn it to an edible poly again. And then I'm going to come over here to attach and attach all these suckers to it. Then I'm going to go back to my hierarchy. I'm going to say effect pivot point. I'm going to use my magic thing right here and click on that, and it's now centered on there. So we're good. And then I might as well just get rid of this stuff in the middle too. So I'm going to go to 4, delete all these faces, which I didn't do last time, I don't think. So much better, cleaner. You know, sometimes you do the process once and, you know, I'm a little rusty in some ways. Okay. So now I have that piece and I have this piece, and we go back to our array and we know the numbers because we did it before in the last video. It's not going to hurt you to do it again anyway, but we're going to go 60 and we're going to say 6. And if we check preview just to make sure, looks like it's good, say okay. So now we have our candles all set up like this, and we are good to go for the candle parts. Now we just need to put the supports between these, and then we need to do the final swooping, embellished, nice looking wrought iron stuff around the outside. That's next.